Good morning, Nico, and thanks for taking the time today to help us get a sense of your views on the development of trade marketing within Heineken. We've got a few questions, and the first is this. Trade marketing is becoming more and more important than in the past. What has changed?
What's changed actually, Colin, is that we're in the past, or until even recently, until today, we're talking about very much about strong brands, building winning portfolios within our company, working hard on marketing strategy and a number of other tools. And that's absolutely right. That's certainly the right thing to do. But the question that we have to ask ourselves is that today, is that really enough? Is that really enough to win our battles? And what we have to realize then is that the real must-win battle is actually the battle at the point of purchase. The point of purchase, when the consumer turns into a shopper, whether that is in an off-trade store or whether it's in a HoReCa outlet, every time that is true. And the real change there, that's happening for a number of reasons. First of all, there's the increase of choice. There's much more choice, much more offer that a consumer or a shopper can choose from. Then there's such thing as darkening of markets. More and more markets, particularly in Europe, are darkening everywhere, which has limitations on what we can do in terms of advertising, what we can do in terms of communication in general. And then last but not least, in the current economic climate, everybody turns his whatever, dollar, euro, zloty, 3 times before he spends that. Yeah. So even because of that, or certainly because of that, then also this choice is even more and more important. So the question is then, at the moment of truth, at the moment when this consumer is changing into a shopper, is the magic happening? Is he picking our brand? Is she picking our brand very often also? And of course that, let's say, puts us then into a position where we say we have to make sure that we can influence those choices, that we have the skills, that we have that magic, that we can influence that magic to influence that. And for that, we require great trade marketing skills.
Okay, so consumers have more choice available, the market is darkening, and advertising is becoming more restricted, and it's important to understand his needs and find ways to influence his choice at the point of purchase. What will make Heineken's way of trade marketing more effective?
In answering your question on the effectiveness of Heineken's way of trade marketing, I think we should go back to this magician. I like that. Of course, also for the magician, it's not just by waving my stick and making sure that the rabbit is coming out of the hat. Yes, that's the end result, but before that, it requires an awful lot of preparation and hard work. And that's exactly the same with trade marketing. And what is that, this preparation? The preparation is about making sure that we are able to answer a number of questions. Questions like, where does the consumer really buy his or her beer? How does he behave when he becomes a shopper? And what are actually the things that trigger him or her on the choice that is being made at the point of purchase? Then, taking that a step deeper, you go into grouping of outlets, into channels, understand which of them these consumers go, the individual type of consumers, which typology of consumers is going to certain channels. And having, let's say, made an inventory of that, we need to start prioritizing them in terms of the potential, in terms of the attractiveness, and of course, to what extent we can make that profitable for us, because at the end of the day, that's also part of our business model. We need then to activate those channels. We need to do that in a smart way, which is appealing, but at the same time also effective, so that we get a good return on our investments. And I think that in a nutshell, that is, coming back to our magician friend, that's the work and the preparation that we need to do to make sure that the rabbit is coming out of the hat, the rabbit of making the choice for our brands at the point of purchase. That's what it's about.
So, you believe that the magic at the point of purchase can be influenced through a thorough understanding of the choices and behaviours of your consumers when they become shoppers, and then aligning your channel strategy accordingly. The big question is, Nico, will this guarantee success?
If we look at the current economic situation, it requires a brave man to be able to guarantee success. And I'm not sure that I'm such a brave man. But let's consider if we do nothing. If we are not building winning channels, through developing our channel strategy, to build our shopper insights, and based on that, make our activity plans for those channels. I can guarantee you that to a large extent, our shopper's choice will be out of our influence. If we don't control the execution of what is happening in the channels, it's really like performing magic with a blindfold on.
So, to increase Heineken's chances of success in the future, what would you say to your managers?
Thanks for asking that question, Colin, because it provides me with a great opportunity to talk to you, our managers. What I would like to say is that in order to ensure that our brands can speak to our shoppers, we have to make sure that we have a strong trade marketing in each single Heineken opco. Because that way we can take responsibility for building winning channels. And that will make the magic happen. The magic of choice. Choice of our brands by consumers at the point of purchase.